we are tracking. For the last 1 week, the story's been developing. Gautam Adani, India's richest man, on Sunday, he likened the allegations levied by a short seller called Hindenburg Research to a calculated attack on India, its institutions and growth story, saying the allegations are nothing but a lie. In a 413-page response, the Adani Group said that the report by Hindenburg Research was driven by an ulterior motive to create a false market to allow the US firm to make financial gains. Now, the detailed response said that this is not merely an unwarranted attack on any specific company, but a calculated attack on India, the independence, integrity and quality of Indian institutions and the growth story and ambition of India. Now, to that, the US short seller Hindenburg Research has now dismissed the charges that its report on Adani's group was a calculated attack on India, saying a fraud cannot be obfuscated by nationalism or a bloated response that ignores key allegations. My colleague Abhishek Kapoor, Senior Executive Editor, joining us on the story. Abhishek, a 400-page response, 400-plus page response, and Hindenburg Research has once again rebutted to that, saying most of their questions have found no specific answers. What do you make of what's going on? What do we know so far about allegations, responses, and the counter that's come in today?
Well, Niranjan, the proof of the pudding is in its eating. We have seen markets not particularly liking the Adani response when it comes to, a specific stock performance, though, of course, the flagship Adani enterprise has sort of recovered from some lows. Having said that, let's look at this entire saga over the last 5 days as it has panned out for what it means. Hindenburg Research is United States-based short seller, and it essentially makes fortunes by short selling of some target companies. Now, the charge in the 100-page report that Hindenburg made was about 32,000 words, essentially that Adani's valuations are not justified by their earnings, so the price to earnings basics. And then it said that to arrive at these valuations, the Adanis have indulged in some price valuations. So those were the specific charges. Of course, the detailed 88 questions were there. Now the Adanis gave first response with their CFO coming out saying this is all hogwash. And then the turmoil that the Adani stocks faced in the markets, which perhaps forced the group to really come out with this very detailed response, 400 pages yesterday night, because they thought that otherwise there might be a run on the stocks on Monday when the markets open, because there was a breather of sorts between Saturday, Sunday. So the manner in which the day panned out in the markets today, Niranjan, post the 400 pages response of Adani's, according to which essentially of the 88 questions asked by Hindenburg, 66 happen to be those which have already been answered by Adani, according to this response, over a period of last few years in their various stock disclosures to SEBI, for example. Then 4 are absolutely baseless, and 16 perhaps are in various stages where some details have been shared, some details could be shared, and in fact some of those answers are there in that 400-page response as well. So that's how the things stand today. Hindenburg, of course, as you mentioned, again trashed this reply, saying that this is repetitive and not specific. Fact remains, as the answer from the first para of the Adani response says, that this seems like a coordinated attack on India. Remember, Adani handles majority of infrastructure projects in the country, half a dozen ports, almost a dozen airports, and almost 1/4 of India's highways infrastructure under construction, with one or the other Adani company involved. So I think in that sense, and then of course they have diversified into green energy and hydrocarbons and carbon and whatnot, including of course the retail and wholesale business, the original trading of Adani. So in that sense, I think this is not the last word we have seen. This is going to pan out. This story is going to pan out over the next few days because the Hindenburg group is also not backing out. And since 2017, when this group really came out, they have targeted 20 big corporations around the world, including many in the United States. And their expertise is short sell them, bring out this kind of information, and then make money on it. So sort of punting on short selling with some analysis and understanding. But this, as I said, the saga is not yet ending. It might go on for a few more days, Niranjan.
Let's see where the story goes. Abhishek, thank you for putting that story, in perspective for all our viewers, a layman's understanding of what's happening. A large part of the Adani wealth has been wiped off after this report has come in, but most companies recover. Let's see where the story goes. Thank you, Abhishek, for joining us. Quick check of the other top stories we're tracking on the biggest story tonight.